Nigeria is fast becoming a hub for homegrown luxury, and the leather goods industry is at the heart of this quiet revolution. From handcrafted bags and shoes to premium accessories that can stand shoulder to shoulder with international brands, Nigerian entrepreneurs are proving that quality, style, and craftsmanship can be born right here at home, which is Nigeria, of course. So today we explore how local creativity are transforming raw leather into symbols of pride, identity, and global competitiveness, and what the future holds for luxury that is truly made in Nigeria. And now we are being joined by Hauwa Bello Lukman, founder, CEO, Havah Hammud. Thank you so much, Hauwa, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Daybreak.
Thank you, Maryam.
So, take us through your journey. I mean, I'm intrigued to see a lady who, has actually taken the made in Nigeria goods globally. I mean, we've seen some, we had to do a research about you. I mean, so from Nigeria to international brands. Tell us how your journey started. How did you find yourself in this industry?
Well, I started 2008, over 17 years ago. It found me. I always say my business found me. I didn't go looking for it. I've always had a passion for handbags. I've always loved leather bags, as most women do. And when I wanted to start a business, I asked my sister, who knows me more than anyone, what should I do? I'm not sure what to do. I don't want to buy and sell. I don't want to be a trader. I want to create something. I want to add value to Nigeria, especially. I don't know what to do. And she told me, your biggest passion is handbags. Why don't you consider making handbags in Nigeria? So that's how it started, really.
So what are the other steps that you took before you ventured into this fully?
When I started 2008, I actually went in head first. I didn't have any formal training. It was just a passion that I had. I started with one artisan and myself. So we worked bag to bag. We'd make 2 bags, sell 3 bags, 5 onwards, and it grew organically. It got to a point where we were selling faster than we were making them. So I wanted to go back and explore why Nigerian leather isn't viewed as international leather. Why when you look at a handbag made in Nigeria, there are differences between that bag and a bag made overseas. So I started from the beginning. I wanted to understand the value chain. So I set up a farm full of farms in Lagos. I was living in Lagos at the time, to explore and really understand the inner makings of leather and how we can improve on the leather that we have.
Okay, how Havah Hammud is making waves right now in Nigeria's luxury leather space. Now, how do you source your leather? You mentioned a farm, and what makes Nigeria leather unique compared to international standards?
In terms of sourcing my leather, I source locally and I import a lot of my skins. The leather I buy locally is mostly goat skin. So Nigeria has one of the best goat skins globally. This is a fact. However, over the years, our process and the way we tan our leather has gone down. So the quality of the leather isn't what it used to be, but it has the potential to be the best and to stand toe-to-toe with the best form of leather anywhere you can find in the world.
Okay. Your brand is known for handcrafted luxury goods. So how do you balance traditional craftsmanship with modern design and quality expectations?
So a lot of our work is done by hand. We do have machines that assist, and that helps automate our systems. So a lot of the stitching is done by hand, a lot of the cutting is done by hand, but when you're talking about scaling, you can't do everything by hand. And yes, luxury is a very patient process. It's not something you can rush. So if you do want something to be considered luxury, you have to invest the time, the effort, the energy, and also the story, and add our Nigerian heritage into the work that we do. So a lot of my work, yes, we do. There is always a set of hands touching every process. Every step of the work is done, not all of it by hand, but a lot of it is done by hand.
So how do you ensure the quality and longevity of your product, and what sustainable practice do you use?
For me, if you're going to make something, if you're not going to make it well, don't bother making it at all. That's something I live by in everything I do. So at Havah Hammud, we ensure every step is being monitored, and every step there's a process, from the way we choose our skins, from the way we cut our leather, from where we source our materials. Our material integrity is very important to us. From the way we complete the bags, from the finishing, and then of course the quality control. So every step has to be done, and no process can be skipped for this to happen.
So now, Hauwa, how does Havah Hammud, your brand,
Yes.
Contribute to promoting Nigerian culture and identity through your designs?
That's a tough question. I've always said designs aren't always... Designs come to you. You don't go looking for a design. I don't go looking for design. My designs always come to me. But I think at the end of the day, all my designs are practical, they're useful, and they're wearable. I don't just get inspiration from Nigeria, because I consider myself as someone that's global. I travel around a lot, so I take inspiration not just from my culture.
I mean, you're Nigerian, so is there a way of, designs and everything that depict a Nigerian style or something?
I wouldn't say Nigeria has one particular style. We're so diverse. Nigeria is arguably one of the most stylish, we're the most stylish people to walk the planet. So I don't know if I can answer that question, because my designs aren't local. They're global. They're for everyone. So anyone carrying my bag can feel assured that they're carrying something that's a good product, that is fashionable, and that will last them for a long time.
I mean, we all know that Nigeria used to be one of the biggest leather exports in the country, and for some reason that has actually decayed, over time. And maybe because a lot of people eat bomo now, so they have actually stopped, the leather from, going far. What would you say about the industry itself? How do you think that can actually help a lot of unemployment when it comes to what we see playing out in Nigeria now?
The leather industry is huge. I like to think of it as an institution. I mean, when you look at the value chain of leather, it starts from farming. So when you look at a handbag, this is the end product. It starts from the animals, it starts from the farm. So think of the job creation, the opportunity for job creation in the industry, from the farmers to people that collect all the skins, to people that tan. And in tanneries, you need a lot of hands to work in the tannery. So that's a huge employment opportunity. And then when you have the skins, you now take it to market where people can buy, and people like us can buy, factories, designers, entrepreneurs. So I think it's such a vast industry. It's definitely underestimated. And to answer your question on why Nigerian leather isn't exported in the numbers that it used to be, a lot of that can be seen with the tanneries that we have. We do have a lot of tanneries in Nigeria, predominantly in Kano, but they're not producing as much as they're used to. So tanning is very expensive. Running a tannery is incredibly expensive, and you have limitations, infrastructure, power. Running a business in Nigeria can be expensive. You need access to constant water. With most global tanneries, you need to have a waste management system. So even though we have tanneries, we have to ask ourselves, are our tanneries operating at their optimal? Are they set up to meet global standards? These are questions we really have to ask ourselves.
All right, so another question I would love to ask is, can Nigerian leather command global luxury prices?
I mean, Nigerians can do anything, so definitely yes. So first of all, luxury needs to be understood by more people. Luxury isn't always about price, and people need to understand why an item is considered luxury. For something to be considered luxury, there has to be a lot of time that has been invested in it. There has to be a lot of care. It has to have a story. It has to have a life of its own, really. So when you think luxury, the first thing shouldn't necessarily be price. You should work back. Price would be the last thing. And whatever price you're paying, personally, I don't think you're paying enough for what you're getting, because the work that you put into making a luxury product, no amount of money can pay you back for that work.
Okay. Oh, now with nearly 2 decades in the industry, what is the most significant change you've seen in how both Nigerians and global market perceive made in Nigeria luxury leather?
Oh, this is an exciting question, because when I started, not many people were making things locally, especially in our industry anyway. When I tell people, this is when I started, oh, I make bags, their first presumption was, oh, I make plastic bags. So 17 years later, I'm seeing a lot of people, you know, in this business doing phenomenal things. And I think Nigerians just, they're ready for this. This is the time. We live in an exciting time where Nigeria is open. Nigeria is known for its fashion sense. We're known for, you know, our entrepreneurial skills. And I think the leather industry, this is just the beginning. We haven't even scratched the surface.
How can we change how Nigerians, you know, tend to go for foreign goods rather than Nigerian goods, especially made in Nigeria goods? I mean, we've seen a lot of people always importing, you know, bags, shoes, and then also not looking at what we have. I mean, look at the beautiful bag that you have. I'm sure you made this. Can you show us on the camera? Let's see.
They're so beautiful.
This is so cute. So, how can people differentiate this bag and, you know, made in Nigeria and the one that is made outside the country?
So I'll answer this question from a producer's perspective and then from a consumer's perspective. So from a consumer's perspective, when I'm buying something, I don't consider, price isn't the first thing I consider. I consider value. Am I getting value for what I'm getting? Do I like the design? Do I like the, you know, the brand? Do I like what they're about? What do they stand for? These are things I consider. Is it something I can wear, I can own, I can be proud carrying? That's one. Second thing I consider is the price. Is it worth my money? Is it worth me spending my money? And as a producer, you know, it's difficult because you want to give the customer the best, but a lot of Nigerian makers struggle with standards. So if you're not giving people something of certain quality or standard, they will not come to you, or they can come to you once, but you're not going to get return business. And yes, a lot of people do prefer to buy, you know, foreign goods because they trust foreign goods. When I started, people didn't trust, you know, they could buy a leather bag in Nigeria and have it work for them or fit into their life. But that's different. That's a different story now. A lot of people that have taken the risk to buy from us are coming back. They're coming back and they're not regretting their decision.
I mean, I will come back seeing this bag. I mean, it's so cute and beautiful. Fine. I can't imagine how many of this you have right now in store, but definitely with this, a lot of people will definitely come back.
Okay, Hauwa, you've mentioned that your journey began with farming to ensure traceability for experiments. So that's what you mentioned. So why is farm to fashion transparency so vital for a modern luxury brand, and how do you achieve this locally?
So luxury consumers are looking for traceability. They want to know where their good comes from, their product comes from. How was it made? Why was it made? What's the story behind it? These are all the components that make luxury. And I think it's important for us to put that forth, because Nigerians are great storytellers. For when I started, I wasn't satisfied with the status quo. I wasn't happy with, you know, the kind of leather I was getting. I wasn't happy with the work that I see people doing. So I wanted to do things differently.
So can you?
What's the difference with the leather that we have in Nigeria and the one that you use outside the country? I mean, they're all leather. Is there difference in it?
So it's just the method of tanning. So tanning is the process of getting leather from skins. So when you tan leather, you can get different types of leather. You can get different finishes, different textures. You can get different textures. So I think Nigerian tanneries struggle with infrastructure, like I mentioned earlier. They struggle with keeping up with modern equipment, because the tanning equipment is very expensive. And without that, there's no way we can get the same type of leather that you find overseas. But on a base level, leather is leather.
So no difference, actually. But do you see the made in Nigeria goods or luxury bags or brands dominating the African market in a couple of years to come?
Oh, definitely, definitely. We've come so far with so little. So imagine if we have the proper infrastructure, the proper support, and we have, you know, a lot of support from government. I think Nigeria will take over. Will take over for sure.
So talking about government support, based on research, the Nigerian leather industry is projected to reach $1 billion valuation by 2025 to 2026. Now, what key infrastructure or policy changes are still needed to ensure local designers, not just raw exporters, benefit from this growth?
So for local designers to really benefit, material sourcing is important. I know how much we spend monthly importing our skins. We import 80% of our leathers and other materials that we use. So if the tanneries are running as they should and we have enough tanneries producing the type of leather that we need, I think there'll be a drop in that. So all the money that we're spending overseas buying and procuring all these materials, we'll be producing it here. And it makes it easier. It's so distressing for a designer to want to produce something, to have a vision, but to not be able to source the materials locally. It doesn't only add to the cost, it adds to the stress and and the delays.
So how can the government come in?
Well, government can come in by supporting or improving policy. So I think prioritizing the development of the leather industry is one. I think a better understanding of the industry is also something I feel the government should consider. 10 years ago, people didn't really care enough about the industry. But all of a sudden, it may be a trend, and I hope it's not a trend, that everyone is talking about leather. Everyone's talking about the importance of it in the Nigerian economy. And people like big numbers. So when you hear $1 billion, it sounds like, oh, this is huge, a lot of money. But how true is that number? How factual is that? Can that be proven in some type of way? People like us that are in the industry, we know how difficult it is, and we know how much support we need from the government. Take Italy, for example. There are thousands of tanneries in Italy, but they're all government backed. And they all work as one. And that is the only way it works. Same with India and Pakistan, countries that top countries that produce leather.
I mean, the leather industry in Nigeria has decayed, and you know, not just that, we've seen other textile industries that have also decayed.
Really
The government is not actually paying attention, like you mentioned, Italy and other countries like India and the rest. But what type of animal skins do you feel is good for, you know, brands, or should I say for making bags, shoes, and you know, maybe watches and the rest? Is it all type of animals that you use their skins, or what particular animals do you think the skins are good for?
So starting with cows, cowhide or cow skin is phenomenal because it's huge. So you can get big pieces for furniture, for example, or large furniture pieces. Sheepskin is good because it's very soft. It feels like butter. And you have goat skin, which we have an abundance of here in Nigeria. So cow, sheep, goat would probably be my top three. But then you have other types of skins. You have the exotic skins as well, crocodile and snake. You have,
These are the major ones.
The major ones:
know,
cow,
right? cow, sheep, a snake, crocodile. So yeah, I mean, it's
and ostrich as well. Yes,
ostrich.
Ostrich, yes. Ostrich
Really?
leather is one of the best, in my opinion, leathers we have.
Do you use them?
I used to use.
You import them?
I import from a farm. Yes, I import from a farm within Africa.
Okay, so with the industry actually, you know, with people like you making it grow, booming, and what have you, how can you differentiate your, you know, counterfeiting and copycat designs, especially your brand standing out and being unique from other brands?
So, I don't stay up at night worrying someone's going to copy me. That's a waste of time, in my opinion. Louis Vuitton is the most copied brand on the planet. And they use that to their advantage. You're only that good if people copy your work. So I don't think we should waste a lot of time worrying about people, because people always copy. Yes, you should do your due diligence and make sure you register your name, you copyright your designs, you copyright your brand, your logo. You can do all that. But at the end of the day, there's not much else you can do. Let them copy. Let them copy. But they'll never be you. And you have to, it keeps you on your toes. If someone is copying, you have to do a better job ensuring that your piece is different and the people that your customers, your customer base can readily identify your product and instantly pick it out from a counterfeit.
Okay, when people hear made in Nigeria 5 years from now, what is the one emotion or standard you hope they immediately associate with?
Gosh, I want people to be proud of the things we make here. I mean, there's just so much negativity coming out of Nigeria on the news. We wake up every day to, if it's not one thing, it's another. And I think
honestly,
it's
we are tired of talking about
surviving
it as well.
in Nigeria is it's survival, really. It's difficult.
It is.
Every Nigerian wakes up, optimistic. We are the most resilient, the most optimistic people. But every day we wake up to something. I think if there's one thing I can do to help, if I can contribute in any way, it would be to give people a sense of pride. This was made by a Nigerian. This was made locally. If that's the one thing I do, I think I've done my job.
So have you thought of collaborating with made in Nigeria brands, either maybe the ones that are outside the country or even fashion designers within the country as well? Have you thought of collaborating with any?
Collaboration is always a good idea. It brings together shared vision, opportunity. In terms of collaborating with brands to design, I haven't done that yet. I'm open to it, but for now, we have not done that. We haven't done that.
There's this thing I really want to ask. Nigeria is a top exporter of raw hides to global giants, especially from Kano State. They export these raw hides to Louis Vuitton and Gucci, and these products come back. They return to Nigeria as made in Italy.
Yes.
So how is your brand working to reclaim this identity so that the value remains within Nigeria as a Nigerian? Have you how
we're
do
going
you
to
want
fight.
to reclaim, fight to
reclaim what's ours?
Yes, of course.
So I'm very careful in the information that I put out. And I think more Nigerians should be mindful of the kind of information they put out and what you believe. So yes, I don't argue that big brands,
we're major exporters.
Not to mention, I don't argue that big brands do, use Nigerian leather, because Nigerian goat skin especially is one of the best in the world if tanned properly. A lot of the tanneries in Kano are known to export wet blue. Wet blue is basically hide that has been dehaired. So the process of removing all the hair, all the gunk from the skin, that's when you get wet blue, and wet blue is then exported to various countries. And yes, those skins can end up with big brands. So it is true that Nigeria does export to big design houses. However, the leather that we export and is used by big brands isn't necessarily brought back to Nigeria because they tan the leather. The quality of leather that they sell here in the local market, you can't compare it to what you buy in Italy, in Spain, in India. It's a far cry from that. So there is some truth to that statement, but I think we should be very careful and more responsible in how we, spread information or put out information.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how
are you doing something do you have maybe how do I put it, maybe a wish or Fatima, the word I don't
okay.
I'm trying to be do you want maybe in years to come you want to start using our Nigerian product leather solely for your product?
Oh, definitely. That would be a dream. That would be so. I don't use Nigerian leather, 100% Nigerian leather,
of course.
Because I'm not able to, not because I don't want to. If I could use Nigerian leather and make this product, I would definitely choose Nigeria over anywhere else. So I think this is something we need to do collectively if we can support local tanneries. Local tanneries need all the support they can get to produce the type of leather we can all use. And that's something we want as designers and manufacturers. It makes our life easier. We don't have to worry about paying all the custom duty that we're paying, the import taxes. Would love to buy things locally, but we're just not able to.
So do you think this is because we see the high demand for bomo, which is the hides?
But I think you like bomo.
I think, yeah,
You love bomo
I think Fatima.
Maryam, you are a suspect because you eat bomo. I spoke with you. You remember?
Have you
you're
seen
going
me?
So
Maryam
both
is
of
the
you are
one
eating
that-
your. So
I
both
don't
of you are eating my raw material.
No, I'm not. Maryam eats
Maryam,
your raw
eating my
material.
raw material.
Yeah, she does. So now, with the high demand for bomo, which is
Have you
high,
tried the pepper?
Maryam, stop eating my raw material.
You see the reason why you have to import?
Maryam, so this is all coming on you.
Exactly. So with the high demand for the hides and abattoirs selling, to food vendors that make bomo for people like Maryam to consume, of course, how do you think the government can actually come in to curtail this menace? Because I've seen the president also talk about this when he went for some summits, talking about how exactly Nigerians are consuming bomo. So how can we make and how can people actually appreciate made in Nigeria goods? So how can the government come in to curtail this?
So here's the thing. Nigerians are incredibly industrious. Our mind is like a walking calculator. We're always 1 + 1 is 10, 2 + 2 is 50.
Yeah.
We're always calculating money, putting one and one to get 50 or 60. So I don't blame the Nigerian consumers of that skin. I don't blame them. I think we need to create value in something. The people that sell this as a delicacy are making money from it. So it doesn't go to waste. Ordinarily, if someone would throw it away and it's not really used, so someone thought, well, why not eat it? At least I'm going to make money from selling it. So that's how it really began. So I think if we make leather, or at least tell people the value chain of leather can be lucrative, we can start to see changes. People that farm these animals can sell the skins, not to the butchers or to markets. They can sell it to people that produce. So you can have collection points in, say, Sokoto, in Kano, in Zaria. Because especially during Eid, think about it. How many people do layah in Nigeria? Millions of people slaughter. Millions. So imagine, even if...
That's a huge production of raw material.
Definitely. So even if people are only gathering these skins at festive periods like layah, imagine the number of skins we will be able to gather. So you can sell these skins to tanneries or to collection points that then transport those things to tanneries.
Okay.
So just make it lucrative, make it profitable.
Instead of consuming.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maryam, change.
We'll come back to that.
Maryam,
We
you're
will
not
come
ready.
back- we
You're
will
not
come
ready to
back.
stop
I
eating.
see, we will come back to that. That pepper. Oh, okay. Now, moving on. What advice will you give aspiring entrepreneurs are looking to break into luxury leather goods space in Nigeria?
Well, so I'd like people to resist or at least refrain from using luxury so much. I feel luxury is a term in Nigeria that has been overused.
People get obsessed with luxury.
Yeah,
items.
so it's overused and it's not really true. It's not really true. What do you understand by luxury? What do most people understand by luxury? It's not the price. It's everything else around the product, not just the price. I think people should go into it not with the thought, oh, I'm going to make a luxury product and sell it for X amount. You should, whatever you do, just do it well. That is how and when the luxury, you can attach luxury to that, but not because you're slapping a high price tag. I think people that do want to go into the leather industry, this is the right time for it. We've been doing it for almost 2 decades, and I can tell you if it's something you love, it's very rewarding. And in 20 years, well, almost 20 years, I can definitely say that it's not where we started from. It's definitely grown. And we're at a point where it's going to start growing exponentially.
So lastly, before we let you go, what mistakes did you make at the early stage of your business that you think others can learn from, especially for those that want to venture into the same industry business?
So I think all of us entrepreneurs suffer from imposter syndrome, thinking you're not ready, you're not ready, failure to launch, you're not ready. The thing is, it's all in your head. I still don't think I'm ready for certain things, but I just put them out there. I think for a young entrepreneur or for someone new to business, there's no better time than now. Delaying or putting it off it isn't really a strategy that will help you. Start. If you fail, get up and do it again. Yeah.
I mean, that's the line. If you fail, stand up and do it again.
That's a powerful one.
Yes, it is actually from Hauwa. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Hauwa Bello Lukman, for taking your time to be on the show and also contributing your own quota to the growth of Nigeria.
Thank you for having me.